Yeah, probably. I got like about 10 minutes. I gotta try to catch this ball. That's good.
That's good with me, man. Whatever you got, man. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. So we got a quick Dope Boys Chop It Up. Again, you've seen him on my show before, but you guys see him more on CBS and all over the world. If you're not following him on social media, you're not following one of the better sports commentators in the game. And that's Brian McFadden, two-time Super Bowl champion Brian McFadden. Excuse me. Make sure I give him his props at the Super Bowl. What's going on, BMAc? How you living?
Man, I'm good, man. It's always great when I get around my guy. You feel me? You having a great time?
I mean, I have a good time, man. Like I'm a very simple person. Vegas is a lot. But it's been a cool experience. Like I just told you, I got a chance to meet one of your former teammates as a champion, who I wore the number I wore with Jerome Bettis. It was cool to see him, and just how everybody's really just here with a network, with a spirit of networking, and just chopping it up and talking. I saw Sean Merriman yesterday. He actually came on, and we talked, and I talked to him about like, damn, did you realize? You probably don't even remember you hitting me like this, but I do. You never forget those things. But a lot of times we've talked about Florida State and we've talked about a lot of different things. But because we're here at the Super Bowl, what is the experience like the first time coming to the Super Bowl as a player?
It was.
I'm over here talking. I guess they can hear us.
It was surreal. It was surreal. For me, football was my first true love. Something that I always wanted to do, and for me, I had the luxury of getting to the Super Bowl my rookie year, straight from Florida State. So that's all I knew. That's all I knew. And when I got there, that was Super Bowl 40 in Detroit. Played against Seattle. We won that ball game, but just the build-up was huge. We see how it is now. It's a spectacle. It's a major event. The week of prep, getting ready for the Super Bowl, and it wasn't to. Back then, it wasn't to this level, but it was super important. It was still a big deal. But for me, it was just like I had moments where I remember Coleman, Aretha Franklin sung our national anthem.
Oh, wow.
The late great Aretha in Detroit, right? Motown, right? The Motor City. And I remember when she was singing, I started reflecting back on everything from start up. Playing football in the third grade. Moments where it seemed like it was hard. It was too tough. And I just started reminiscing, man, and I just closed my eyes, man, and I never seen so many grown men cry in unison together because everyone was pretty much going through the same thought process, reminiscing, because it's a battle, Every day is a grind. And to get to that level, it's a big blessing, but to be to the level of playing in the Super Bowl where everybody's watching,
right?
You know what I mean? Was huge for me. So just being able to reflect and reminisce was something I never forget.
Yeah, one of those things, like, again, just like you just brought up a real good point. Like, you've been playing since forever. So now this is literally ain't nothing higher than the Super Bowl.
No.
Not in football. It ain't no other, even the national championship, great. Still, you get to the NFL, you get to the Super Bowl. So you're literally at a career achievement that it's only I think I saw a Trap put something up. It's only 30,000 that have ever got a chance to suit up and play in the NFL.
Yeah.
And of that, only so few have ever won a Super Bowl or got a chance to even play in it. So actually just being on the other side of it, what is the difference from what you see in the prep now than what it was like when you were a player? Because obviously it is, Radio Row is a lot, and that's why I always joke with y'all. That's that all-in membership. You get a chance to come see what this shit really is. And y'all like, you just having fun, and it's fun, but it's also work. But but the players from prep, from basically the pep rally on Monday, you got media obligations, you got your practice. What was the difference, kind of, with you coming up and then what you see it now on the other side?
A big issue for me was you got to keep the main thing the main thing. When you get to the Super Bowl, you have so many people that want to be a part of the ride. You know what I mean? That have been influential in your life, and they want to come support in person. Want to come to the game, want to be a part of the festivities. And sometimes that can be stressful. Trying to accommodate all of their loved ones, their close ones, to be able to enjoy this moment with you. And with stress comes pressure. And that has nothing to do with the on-the-field part. The on-the-football field part is supposed to be the most important thing. But sometimes other people make the off-field issues more important. Right. So I tell people all the time, man, keep the main thing the main thing. You know what I mean? Make sure you understand that you're here for one particular reason. That's to put forth your best effort so you can win. But don't allow some of the off-the-field issues to become a distraction when you're trying to worry about, man, I got to figure out where I got to put Auntie at. You know, I got to try to get this plane ticket for such and such. Got to try to find these hotels for such and such. Because your team is only going to do so much.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're only going to accommodate you to a degree, and that's only a few members of your family. So, you know, oftentimes a lot of guys get distracted because they're trying to help everyone out. You know, we oftentimes as ball players, when we get a certain status, what we do, we help people. You know, and that comes with the blessings. But in this situation, you don't want that help to become a distraction.
So that's cool. I didn't know that. So some of the family members, they do take care of
They might allocate. I know for me, our families didn't fly out, and they flew out together from Pittsburgh on one charter. We had a charter plane for family members, and I think it was maybe 3 or 4 family members, and the team provided, I think, a room or two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope. Yeah, that's information that the average person doesn't know.
We got like 12 tickets.
Oh.
It's not free. So for us, they're not the $6,000 that you're seeing now. You know, our tickets are probably like, we get 2 free, and the other 10 you pay up to $2,500.
$2,500 per
ticket. Yeah.
I mean, that's still relatively. That's a lot. But it's also a come up right there. I was like, hey, let me get these right here. Nah, but so you won 2. Did you, when you were in Arizona, you didn't play? You y'all played Arizona again when you won. So what's so after you get it done once, is it kind of like, all right, I got that initial one out the way. Now it's kind of like, all right, I can be a little bit more calm because we're used to it. We've been here before.
You know, the best way I explain the Super Bowl experience compared to the first and second time is the first time you go on a significant roller coaster, right? You see it, you know it's going to be highs and lows. It's going to be significant drops, but you don't know how to embrace it. So when you go through it, it's like, oh, shoot. You don't know when that drop going to happen. Go on the very same roller coaster again. Now you know when to embrace yourself. Now you know when to get prepared for these type drops that's going to be tough, but you know how to handle it. And that's how it is for Super Bowl. The first time, you go through, you're like, I don't know what to expect. So you learn through experience. The second time, you kind of know the rodeo. You kind of know when that curve is going to hit, that steep curve going to hit. You know when this is going to happen, that's going to happen. So our second time, we're like, we've been here before. Then by our third time, we're like, we grandfathered in. You know what I mean? So, and the most important thing we emphasize to guys who've never been there before, man, don't get caught up in the hype. As you see, being here in Vegas, man, there's so much you can get caught up in.
Very much.
So just imagine how much more attention you would be getting if you were playing in the game. You know what I mean? Everyone here at Radio Row, they're garnished some type of attention. People want to put microphones in your face. People want to stop and talk to you. Just imagine what these players are going through.
Right.
You know what I mean? So don't allow the hype to kind of, as I reiterate, be a distraction.
Right. So how do you, and then now, so going to where, for people who don't know, Brian McFadden, big time Seminole, one of the best corners that I've seen play. Very so. Everybody looks at interceptions, but like you were just shut down. Like you literally we knew, all right, we're not gonna throw this way because we're not gonna be able to get this touchdown. Like everybody loved, and this is no disrespect, y'all know Crow my guy, but remember when Crow and those guys was getting that attention because you had a guy like BMAc on the other side that was locking it down. But that's just how good we were. Like we were that. I don't think people understand how good Florida State actually was during that time because we ran up into a buzzsaw of probably the best collection of talent that the University of Miami had ever had as well, as well as other things. But now you're doing the media side. How do you approach that as an athlete? As we see, almost everything that we say, anything that you say that's kind of a criticism could be considered overcritical. See what Cam Newton's dealing with Brock Purdy. How do you approach it to where you can tell the truth, but it's more of the truth and love, and you don't have to face those kind of responses? Anytime
I'm required to give, analysis on a player, team, coach, whatever the case may be, I always approach it with respect. I think when you analyze or critique someone's game, and if you do so with respect will be returned.
Fair.
Oftentimes, some people forget that element because our job, is to talk about what we see. The ball player. Athletes are two people. The people they're individual in their sport, in their arena, and they're their individual way. Our job is to talk about when they're in their uniform. But I do so with respect because I know how hard it used to be. It's hard to go out and try to be perfect when you're playing a full-quarter ball game against someone who's the best in the world at their position. It's hard to go out and be flawless when you're playing against some of the more, strategists in regards to coaches in the game that are high-level individuals. So you're going to make mistakes. Our job is to talk about why we believe that mistake happened and what could be done to prevent that from being a reoccurring thing. But do so with respect. You know what I mean? Oftentimes, some folks forget that they used to be an athlete. They used to have microphones in their face. And the first time you feel like someone is disrespecting you, you turn off. I don't want to deal with them anymore. And rightfully so. That's life in general. If someone doesn't respect you, if you feel like you're not getting the respect you deserve, you turn off from them. You're not receptive to whatever it is they're saying. So for me, I attack every opportunity to talk about the game and play with respect.
That makes sense. That's basically what it all comes down to is respect. So, nah, man, I appreciate you coming through here, man. I know you got some things that you got to catch up with because there's still a lot of things going on here in Vegas. You got to make sure you're on point. But yeah, man.
For sure.
As always, man, I know we're going to catch up.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
see.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Basically, Radio Row, Big Game James _36. Seeing a lot of stuff. I think we got some other no's that have just come in town that we'll try to see what we can get them on. We got a one-on-one we had with Warwick Dunn for a couple seconds, and just anytime we get somebody on, we're going to try to do quick hits, man. Appreciate you guys for all the support, and we'll talk to you later.